Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at factoring differences of squares, and two formulas that we'll need that are shown in the help sheets. Here, if k is a positive number and you have x squared minus k, that will always factor as x minus the square root of k times x plus the square root of k. This is the more generalized version of the difference of squares. So here, k can be a perfect square on its own, or it might not be a number that is a perfect square. It will work. And this is the more generalized version. So let's look at ones that we can quickly use this formula in. Okay, so this one will work. I'm just going to rewrite it with an x. And using this, it's going to be x minus the square root of 25 times x plus the square root of 25, which is going to be x minus 5 times x plus 5. Okay. This one, I can use this formula. X minus the square root of 9 times x plus the square root of 9. Okay. Now, let's look at that. I can factor out a 5 first. And then what we have here, I can use that with the m in place of the x, is just going to be and after a while, when the numbers are nice, like 4 is a nice number, it's a perfect square, you can just skip that part and go straight to that. Okay, so something like that. That's going to be 2 times a minus the square root of 1 times a plus the square root of 1. The square root of 1 is just 1. Okay, that's going to be a minus the square root of 16 times a plus the square root of 16. Okay, so ones like that are easy where we use this specific formula. Now, what if we have a more generalized version? Okay, something like this. 25 is a perfect square. Now, let me again write it with an x in it. I'm going to rewrite 25 as 5 squared. I'm going to rewrite 9 as 3 squared. And then I can put these together like that. So now I can use this formula with my capital A being 5x and my capital B being 3. So you're going to get A minus B times A plus B. So in fact, you should take your pen and just draw through that, because I'll get a lot of students writing squares inside of here. There should not be any squares inside of there. So I'll have 5x minus 3 times 5x plus 3. And that would be my answer for number 10. Okay. So let's look at, let's find some better ones. Okay, this one here, it's hard to see. And I'll write it with an x. It's 45, then I'll have x squared minus 125. Okay, first thing that I notice is both of these are divisible by 5. And so I'll factor out a 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. And then 125 divided by 5 is 25. And so now that is what I'm going to rewrite. So I can write this as 3x all squared minus 5 squared. Okay. Now what we have inside here, that's going to be my A, and that's going to be my B. And take your pen and just draw through that, because you don't want to write those in your formula. And so we're going to get 5 times 3x minus 5 times 3x plus 5. And that's going to be the answer for that one. Okay. So I think these also these have the answers on them. Okay, and so that was number 13 that I did. Of course, they used a B. I like, just rewrite them with X's, and it gets better that way. Okay, so that concludes this video.